fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Reboot van from the Fortnite line of figures from Jazzwares. This is compatible with the 4-inch scale figures, which they call Solo Mode. You can see in the back here you get an all-translucent blue Recruit Jonesy, which they call Reboot Style. You do have some lights and sounds associated with this. It tells you to go ahead and hit this button here to try it out. And then it just goes back around. But you have this open style of packaging here, so you can see the entire Reboot van. If you swing around to the side, there's kind of a cutout here so you can see inside some more. It says it's Series 1, number 146. I don't really know what that means, but there you have it. It does come with a little reboot card included, which I think is pretty cool. It has this lever on the side, which raises and lowers the platform. We'll get into that in a minute. It says it has 7 different sounds, so I'm assuming that maybe it's on a Try Me mode right now, because it's only cycling through 3 of them. And then it shows some of the other vehicles that are available. So I'm pretty psyched with this. I'm really ready to check this out, so I'm going to go ahead, get it out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here is the Reboot van with Reboot Jonesy out of the packaging. We'll take a look at the figure first. Nice translucent blue plastic. You can kind of see that the crotch is made out of a slightly different shade of blue. And I'm not sure if that has something to do with the version of plastic it has to be made out of, but it's definitely kind of a darker blue, especially for the chest and the legs. For most of the arms as well. The head looks pretty good, although some of the features are kind of dulled with it being translucent blue plastic. You have a hinge with a ball joint. You can look really far up. You can look pretty far down. And then you have a ball joint, so you have plenty of side-to-side movement. You can even tilt a little bit side-to-side. You have a hinge with a rotation here in the shoulder. You have a hinge and a rotation in the elbow, as well as a hinge and a rotation in the wrist. You have a ball joint here in the torso. You do have a waist swivel, although I will say mine keeps kind of not coming apart, but you can see how there's kind of like a little bit of space in there. So I don't know what's going on with that. I just kind of have to push it back down every so often. In the hip, you can kick out to the side, kick pretty far forward. Can't really kick back because he has a butt flap. You have a thigh swivel. You have double jointed knees. And then you have a hinge and a rocker side to side in the ankles. So for a 4-inch figure, it's very well articulated. And I think the translucent blue plastic looks really cool. And definitely works for the gimmick, as we will see a little bit later on. He does not come with any accessories in terms of weapon accessories like a pickaxe or any guns or anything like that. But he does come with the super tiny little reboot card, which is painted blue on this side, really nice metallic blue. And then over here on this side, it's kind of a gray. I don't know if that's just because they only wanted to paint one side of it, or they wanted to give you the option if you like the gray better. I mean, I think both look good, honestly. So I think that's a really fun accessory. I like that a lot. Let's check out, we'll put all that aside, we'll check out the van real quick here. There's not a ton to it, to be quite honest, but there's not a ton going on with these in the game either. It rolls well, which is nice. This is the button that you press for the Try Me mode. I have it in off right now, and if I look at the bottom, there was a Try Me on and off. I have it on off right now. Here's where there are 3 AAA batteries that go in here. You just unscrew this panel and they go right inside. Very simple. You have some nice detailing here on the back. This red switch here is kind of what makes the platform on the top go up and down. And you kind of have to give it some gusto to get it to lock into place. But you have some nice detailing here for all the screens and everything on the back. This antenna piece is a little loose. It's not going to fall out or anything, but it rocks around a little bit there. But nicely detailed. You have some nice paint and everything. Nice paint on the sides. You can actually open up the front, so this little button right here will allow this to open up. And you can see there's a decent amount of space in there. Now the reason they have this open is the directions tell you to put this down so that the platform is recessed down in there. And then you're supposed to feed your hand through here and peg the character in. Good luck. There's no way that's happening. You can absolutely just do it from the front. So just kind of click this up, and they say, the directions even say if you want to do it this way, just go ahead and open this up again. and then you can put your hand underneath just to steady it so that you can peg them in so that this doesn't try to go down while you're doing so. And that's definitely what I found to be a lot easier. There's really no way you're going to peg them in through there. But if you want, you can just kind of use this for character storage, or if you want, you can kind of pretend he's driving it. So if you wanted to just kind of have him, you know, sit here like this in this area and pretend he's driving the van, something like that. Or just, you know, as many figures as you can jam in here for storage, whatever you prefer. I would just be a little careful if you're trying to put accessories in here. You don't really want them to fall back down in there because they might get jammed in the mechanism, and that would be no good. So I maybe wouldn't put too many accessories in here. Just stick to the figures, which are easier to get in and out. So let me go ahead and put this on mode. You can see the LED on the top there lights up. Now the funny thing is, in the try me mode, this button was setting off sounds. It doesn't do anything in the on mode, which I think is interesting. Only raising and lowering the platform triggers the sounds. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get him pegged into the top. It can be a little annoying, so I'm going to do it off camera, but then we'll check out how this works. Alright, so I've got him pegged in, and I kind of have his arms tucked to the side just so there aren't any clearance issues. And I will say that the way this platform goes up and down inside the mechanism, it's kind of like a free floating platform. It is connected to this panel over here on the side, but it still kind of rocks back and forth. So when you're going up and down, you want to be a little careful, especially when you're going up, because you do have to kind of snap it into place to get it to come up and click into place. And you don't want to have it kind of rock to the side, come up quick and mash the head of the figure into the side of the platform or something like that. So just be a little careful with that. But there is this kind of red panel here on the back that you're just going to lift up. So we have a sound there, and then when this comes up, so you can see the LED there kind of lights up the base of the figure. It's not really strong enough to illuminate the entire figure, which would have been cool, but I didn't really expect. Still a neat effect, though. And I do like that sound effect. I think that sounds a lot closer to the reboot sound in the game. I still wish it had that kind of honk honk at the end, because that is what happens in game to kind of alert everyone around that someone's rebooted. I definitely think that sound sounds better than what we heard earlier in the try me mode, but that is still in here. So what I'm going to do is, just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and remove him, and I'm just going to have this go up and down a couple times in quick succession so you can hear the different sounds. So that's the sound from the try me mode. So at that point, I feel like we've gone all the way around again. I don't know if it pulls them at random or if it cycles through. So again, this button on the front not doing anything. I feel like we've only heard 2 or 3 sounds there. Just to confirm, this isn't really a button on this side. So, I don't know. I feel like it says 7 sounds on the back of the box. But between the try me mode and this mode, maybe we got 4 of them? Maybe 5? It's just kind of weird to me. I don't really know why or how else I'm supposed to access those sounds. Maybe it's just random. I don't know. But I kind of feel like we just keep getting the same sounds over and over again. So I think that's about it for this one. I think this is a pretty nice little release. It doesn't do a whole lot, to be fair, but neither do the reboot vans in the game. I mean, the name kind of says it all. They're used to reboot your character. So they really did a nice job of kind of simulating the character popping up on top of the van when they get rebooted by having that mechanism rise and fall. The lights and sounds are really nice. The mechanism is not as clean as I'd like it. It does kind of tilt a little bit, which can cause some clearance issues with the figure, but it does work well enough, I think. All of the details and the paint applications on it look really good. I think the translucent Jonesy figure is really cool. I love the inclusion of the little Reboot card as well. I think that's a really nice little detail to throw in there. So all in all, I think it's a pretty cool release. Now, I actually got this on Target.com for half price, so I only paid $20 as opposed to $40. And for that price, I think it's totally worth it. I think it's a really fun little vehicle. It has a little bit of added functionality where the front can open and you can store figures in there, or you can pretend that they're kind of piloting it and just have it be like a normal van. So there is a little bit of added functionality there. I do wish it had that honk honk sound at the end of the Reboot sounds, because that would be very much like the game, and they kind of left that out, which is a bummer. And the box does boast 7 sounds, when really I only counted about 4, maybe 5. So I'm a little off on that, and I'm wondering if I'm missing something. But as far as I can tell, it did come with directions, and they really just said that the raising and lowering of the platform triggers all the sounds. And we saw that that button on the front does not work outside of the Try Me mode, which is weird. I don't know why that's the case, but that's how they decided to make it. So I definitely think this looks nice. If you're someone who kind of buys a lot of these Fortnite figures and you want this for like a display piece to kind of rally them around, or maybe you're making some kind of, you know, diorama or map or something, that would be really neat to include this. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, if you can get it on sale, I definitely think it's worth it. Now, I'm wondering if you've been playing the game. We just started Chapter 3, and the Reboot vans have gotten a redesign. So they're kind of a darker blue with a little bit of black and some red. Look really sharp, by the way. But I would not be surprised if these kind of get redone in the new color scheme and repackaged and sold again. And that might be why the older ones are getting clearance out at Target. Just speculation. Don't know that for sure. But if you're in the market for one of these, I think they're still on sale. I would definitely check Target.com or your local Target store. And if they're still half price, I think they're definitely worth checking them out. Now, another interesting note. There is a Walmart.com, not Walmart, I apologize, Amazon.com exclusive version of this that comes with a second translucent figure of Drift. So that one is still full price on Amazon. I believe it's $45. So if it's worth it to you to get the second translucent figure, you could pay the full price. But to me, I was willing to forego the figure for, you know, the half price, $20. And like I said, for $20, I think the set is totally worth it. If you want to spring for the extra figure, and I mean, they might go on sale eventually. You could just kind of watch them on Amazon and see how it goes. But there is a slightly different retailer exclusive at Amazon where it's the same thing, but it also comes with the second translucent figure. So wanted to point that out as well. But for me, half price at Target with the one figure was definitely the way to go, and I'm very glad that I paid that price. $40 I feel like is a little bit much. I get it. It's got lights and sounds, electronics, all that. I understand why it's a little bit more expensive, but to me, it's just something that I don't think is going to hold its value in terms of playability. I think after a couple times you'll get kind of bored with it. It makes a great display piece, but as far as functionality and actually playing with it, I feel like I would get bored of it after a little bit. Especially because the platform doesn't raise as smoothly as I would like it to. But for $20, I feel the value is totally there. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.